Thank you for expressing an interest in becoming a Spirit Ride volunteer. When you first arrive at Spirit Ride Therapeutic Riding Center, be sure that you're either on time or maybe even just a little bit early. Do remember that this is a working farm and parking is limited, so please be sure to park in a designated volunteer parking spot. The Spirit Ride Tack Room will usually be your first stop. You're welcome to bring water or snacks and keep them in the refrigerator so that they keep cool. After you sign in, remember to remove all large or loose jewelry. This can get caught on the horse's tack, or even a child could grab them and someone could become injured. Comfortable footwear that allows you to get around the farm easily is also very important. Just remember that it should be appropriate for mud, dirt, and even the occasional whoop-de-doo-doo. Sidewalkers and backspots are responsible for helping prepare for the day's lesson. You'll find the lesson plans in the green folder on the table in the tack room. These plans will show you what specific tack, helmet size, and even educational materials will be needed for the day's lesson. Be sure to return the lesson plans to the green folder and put it back on the table. We want to make sure that these remain private and confidential. Be on the lookout for your client's arrival so that you can greet them with a happy, smiling face. Many families arrive early so they can spend time in the play area. This is a great opportunity for you to spend time with your own Spirit Rider. Helmet sizes are labeled on the back of each helmet, and the liners are located in Ziploc bags beneath the helmets. Straps should be adjusted so that they fit snugly but are still comfortable. By the time the instructor arrives, everyone should be ready to go. Spirit Riders should always be with the certified instructor and wear their helmet whenever they enter an enclosed pasture with a horse. Shutting and latching a gate is a step that is to never be overlooked. Never say, "just this one time." That's when most accidents occur on a farm. Grooming and connecting with your horse is a very important aspect of the Spirit Ride philosophy. Don't be afraid to ask the parent how you can best assist their child in this process. It's important to check the girth for correct tightness 3 times before your rider mounts the horse. First when tacking up, second after a little bit of exercise, and thirdly right before mounting. Mounting is a little bit different with each rider, and you will practice with your rider individually. Your main role as a sidewalker is to make sure that the offside leg is in place and your rider is securely balanced. Parents are typically placed on the near side or left side of the horse. Sidewalkers will be on the right, and backspots are about 2 horse lengths in the back. The backspot's role is to scan the environment for anything that could affect the lesson, as well as to look at the posture of the rider. Sidewalkers are supposed to focus on the rider. Make sure that you're not talking too much and that you're allowing the child to focus on the ride and the lesson. When stopping at a learning station, it's important to interact with the rider to encourage them to focus on the lesson. If you're not focused, then we certainly can't ask them to be focused either. A tired sidewalker is not a safe sidewalker. We encourage you to let us know if you need to switch spots. When switching spots, one person should go to the next and clearly let them know when they are in place. The new back spot should walk well away from the rear of the horse, and when they arrive to their spot, let the rest of the team know that they're in position and ready to go. Just like mounting, dismounting is a little bit different with each child. Both regular as well as emergency dismounts will be practiced often throughout the season. Our horses give so freely to their riders, and saying thank you is very important. This is also one of the most memorable and beautiful moments that we can be a part of. It's a dirty job, but somebody, well, actually, all of us have to do it. Maintaining the Spirit Ride campus in an orderly and clean manner makes this a great place for everyone to spend time. Taking just a few moments to clean up after each lesson means that each rider, family, and volunteer will have a great time every time that they show up. Please put all the tack away where it's supposed to go so that the volunteer that comes in after you will be able to find it. The same rule applies for all toys, educational materials, and manipulatives that were used for the lesson and before the lesson. If you have time before you have to leave, please look at the current to-do list on the whiteboard. Oftentimes you'll find that there are small jobs that you can get done quickly before it's time to go. If you have a question as to how to do something or where something is located, always check the Volunteer Procedures Manual. It's located right under the whiteboard. The best Spirit Ride volunteer is a volunteer that can take initiative and get things done. Documenting your time at Spirit Ride by signing in and out on the volunteer sign-in sheet is important for many reasons. Some of those include safety as well as grant acquisition. At Spirit Ride, safety is always our number one concern. We're fortunate to have a state-certified EMT on site. However, it's always important to review proper safety and emergency procedures. Animals can be unpredictable, and if an emergency were to occur, it's important to know your role in a situation. Fire extinguishers are located in both the feed room as well as the tack room. Not only does smoking make you look like the wrong end of a horse, but it's also bad for your health and very dangerous on a farm. There's just no room for tobacco use at Spirit Ride. Another safety measure that we always take at Spirit Ride is to use the blocker tie ring. Be careful to not allow your fingers to become stuck inside the mechanism or the rope, and check the volunteer manual if you forget how to use it. The farm's a great place to be and it's really fun, but it's also a working farm. Never leave a child unattended. Their safety is everyone's responsibility. We all love animals, especially our own, but for the safety of others, the riders, the volunteers, and even our own animals, it's really best that they stay at home. Pay particular attention to all posted signs. Unwanted visitors have a funny way of showing up in the wrong places. While it's important to stay hydrated while you're working on the farm, it's also important to make sure that you're throwing away your plastic bottles in the trash. It's perfectly fine to keep your cell phone with you. Just make sure that the sound is turned off so that everyone is staying safe and not distracted. If you've been cleared as a horse handler, then you may be asked from time to time to collect a horse from the pasture. When entering or exiting a gate, always stay with the gate. Never allow a horse to get between you and the gate, even if that means you have to switch to the off side. When closing the gate, gently ask the horse to turn around and watch you close the gate. The chicken and goat enclosure has very uneven surfaces for children to walk on. While this can be very good for their balance and coordination, always make sure that there is adult supervision nearby. Always assume that electric fences are turned on and hot. Never throw them on the ground because a horse or human could become entangled in it and severely injured. Always grab the plastic yellow gate handle, never the fence directly. And if it's necessary to be working around the fence, always double check to make sure that it was unplugged.
My lesson at Spirit Ride was so great today. There's this little boy and he's so cute. He has autism, so he doesn't talk very much. His name is Joe Brown. I think you know his mother.
We're just like Vegas. What happens at Spirit Ride stays at Spirit Ride.
Oh yeah, I think Jax is going to be a good addition to Spirit Ride.
Oh good, yeah, I'm glad you like him. How do you think Jake did?
I think he did well.
Yeah, so what's wrong with your son? Was that wrong?
It's perfectly fine to ask about your rider. Just do so in a kind, caring, and considerate way. Being on a therapy team is an important role at Spirit Ride, but there are many other things that are just as, or actually maybe even more important to help things continue to run smoothly. Here are just a few. Feeding, refilling water buckets, sweeping the feed room, sweeping the tack room, bringing horses in during the midday, turning the horses out in the late afternoon, mucking the stalls, grooming the horses, checking for cuts, soreness, or skin issues, Check for loose fence rails and repair them as needed. Pick the trail if it was used that day. Rake the barn aisle gravel, rake the octagon gravel, sweep out the spider webs, refill feed buckets and place them in the grooming bed, drag the pastures, bleach all water and feed buckets, spot on fly treatment for all horses, exercise the horses, give a horse a bath. And when you're finished with all that and wondering, what else can I do? Always check the Volunteer Procedures Manual because it's all in there in black and white. Sometimes it may seem like you've asked a couple of times and you just can't remember how something is supposed to work, but we promise you it's okay to ask as many times as you possibly need to ask. And if you can't get a hold of someone, always remember, look in the volunteer manual. You'll usually find the answer right there in the book. There's tons of things in this manual. For example, under lead lines, you would find that lead lines follow the horse. So wherever the horse is, that's where the lead line should be as well.
Today was our 5th session at Spirit Ride, and the changes I've seen in my daughter have been amazing. Her confidence has grown, her confidence in herself as well as being around adults has grown. My daughter has a difficult time with adult laughter, and she's become comfortable with Miss Patty. She's become comfortable with Miss Kathy as well as one of the other male volunteers that's been here. And today there was a new girl volunteer, and my daughter instantly bonded with her, which was amazing. She's loved the animals, which has led me to know that she has an interest in animals, which I want to foster for her. I would invite anybody to participate in this program and be a part of it because you will definitely see changes in your children.
And it is just a different girl when we're coming here. She hops in my car, and the entire way here we're talking and we're chatting, and typically she'll be face into an iPad or something like that, playing video games, not wanting to have that connection. She gets so excited to come out and see the horses. You know, she's a big horse fan, and it really brings her out of her shell, which is fantastic. And it gets her so excited. And on the way home, she talks to me the entire way home, which is great. And the other thing I'm noticing is she's not big on hugs and things of that nature. She's so happy when she's here. She grabbed onto me. I mean, it brings tears to my eyes. And to be able to do that with her, it's very special. Very special. So, thank you.
Coming to Spirit Ride has been one of the biggest blessings in my life. I get to come out and not only give back to the community, but I've been able to learn a lot about taking care of horses and working on a farm. Patty and Craig are just really great people, and they always make you feel welcome. Coming out and doing work or getting opportunities to learn more about the horses is a great way to just relax, and that's why I love volunteering at Spirit Ride.
I enjoy volunteering with Spirit Ride because it's a great organization, and I've had such a wonderful time working with all the different kids that come out for therapy sessions. And even on days when there's not kids here, can come out and just work on the farm if it's been a stressful day at work or anything else in life. And it's such a welcoming family, the Spirit Ride family, that you feel comfortable and you want to be out here as much as you can and enjoy the beautiful farm and all of the animals that come with it.
Hi, my name is Anthony. I volunteered at Spirit Ride this summer, and I plan on being there every summer. I like doing for others. I've always liked doing for others, especially doing for others who do for others, like Craig and Patty. A day out of my week, 4 hours out of my week isn't a lot to ask for myself, and especially for someone like me who likes to keep busy and likes doing work. I like the camaraderie, I like having fun, I like getting jobs done. I like knowing that if I'm weed eating or mowing or driving around the tractor, even if it's for 2 hours or 4 hours, it's 2 hours or 4 hours. The other volunteers who do the therapeutic side of it don't have to spend their time doing that. They can concentrate on the kids that come through Spirit Ride.